This concept is going to be on the concept of card strength and dominion, which is going to do a little bit later, but seeing as how I'm putting out these tier lists that are supposedly two-player game strength, I figure I should probably move this one up, and so here we are. So let's start with, when we say card is strong, what does it mean? I don't have a great answer for this. I mean, you know it, right? Like, when we say a Dominion card is good versus Dominion card is bad, I don't think that there's really a solid definition. The nebulous concept is basically like this card helps you win, which in a vacuum is maybe not the most descriptive thing ever. There's like different, things you can look at, like impact to how the game ends is a pretty common one. How often is this card gained by the winner is another fairly common thing you can look at. But all these are basically trying to put together, is this card something that is helping me win? Because that's ultimately what we are trying to do in these games. And so, given that it's this kind of nebulous thing, then the next question is probably like, when we look at these things, what are they good for? You take a card that is good. Maybe that means that it's going to have like a 85% winner gain rate, just to put a number on it. That doesn't actually tell you a whole lot. I mean, it tells you that maybe I should be gaining this card in 85% of games, but like, how do I do that? Like, am I going to count 85% of my games with this card and like, flip a weighted coin however much? No. It depends on what else is there. Like, you're not going to say, Fortress is a good card, I'm automatically buying it. That's silly. So what is it good for? It's actually good for, having these conversations. Like, Fortress is a good card. It's a village, so, if it's the only village, sure, I'm going to get it because villages are good. If there's a trash for benefit synergy, yeah, I need to be getting Fortress. Maybe if it's the only if not the only village, there's some higher value village, that's probably a case where I'm not going to be getting Fortress, or if for some reason, villages are useless, everything's non-terminal, whatever, that's another situation, I'm not going to be getting it. And, you kind of, when you're evaluating, is Fortress good, you get to say all of these things. And so, rather than it being, Fortress is good, do something about that, it's, here's all of these things about Fortress that now I am recognizing, and so when I get Fortress in a game, I can look for those things. And so, less so than, absolute, is this card good, is this card bad? It's good for recognizing the situations, when it's good, when it's bad, and then, I don't know, you can make an average out of maybe it's good more often, or maybe it's bad more often. So, I've said that, and yet somehow I'm still making these tier lists where I'm saying cards are good and bad. So what am I doing that for? Well, most of this stuff, it's not really great to do on your own. It's better to have a conversation about it. And so, obviously, when I'm making these lists, like I'm having this conversation with myself. I'm talking on the video, but when you look at somebody's ranking, some ranking, I mean, that's a conversation you get to have basically by proxy, right? Like, I'm saying, some card that you're not expecting. Maybe I said, Caravan is this great card. I'm putting it up in A tier, and that's something that, like, if you think Caravan's maybe a little bit mediocre, it's time to consider, like, should my evaluation of Caravan change? Sure. Tracer might be wrong, which is plenty common, but, say what is being thought about here that maybe I'm not recognizing. And so, the lists aren't necessarily like, this card is good, buy it, this card is bad, buy it, although, War, buy it. It's more just it's a starting point for maybe a conversation with yourself, like, how are different people seeing this? And if it's different from me, how can I improve, or change or not change to improve?